I'm Hiba Hammami,
And I'm Cody Miller.
and we are both going to be talking about the differences in protostomes and deuterostomes in early embryonic development. And on the left here, you have the protostomes that exhibit the spiral cleavage.
And on the right, we have the deuterostome that exhibit radial cleavage, where cell division takes place in parallel or perpendicular axes to the polar axis.
The protostomes and deuterostomes divide mitotically and develop into a hollow ball of cells called the blastula.
And here we see an example of involution and invagination, where there's a movement of cells into the interior of the embryo, forming a pocket which has an opening to the surface.
This is a cross-section of the protostomes. The opening to the yellow lining develops, forming what is called the blastophore. This part of the development is what distinguishes the protostomes from the deuterostomes. And as you can see, over here we are going to have a solid mass pictured in red. And those are the mesodermal embryonic tissues that form on the edges of the blastophore and split, forming the cellum.
Now we are back to the deuterostomes, and we can see that the outermost section is blue. This represents the ectoderm, and the yellow that he is constructing right now represents the endoderm. These red pieces he's putting on at the end are the mesoderm, which through evagination of the developed gut pinches off and forms the coelom. All these cells are similar in structure, but they will develop into different structures and organs for the deuterostomes later on in the life cycle.
And finally, to the last part about the protostomes. The removal of the yellow part doesn't mean that it's actually being removed. It just means that the cells are being flattened and extended to the edges of the blastula. The mesodermal embryonic red cells that you can see at the bottom also multiply and extend. The main difference between the protostomes and the deuterostomes is that in the protostomes, the mouth develops before the anus.
In deuterostomes, the endoderm also flattens out and extends to the edges of the blastula. The outermost layer which is represented by the blue, is the ectoderm, which will differentiate into the nervous system, the epidermis, and the lining of the mouth. The yellow section, which is the endoderm, turns into the gastrointestinal tract, respiratory tract, and endocrine glands. The red indicates the mesoderm, which turns into muscle, bone tissue, and cartilage.